Welcome back to Drum Electric. In this video, we will be MIDI controlling Mainstage with the Roland SPD-SX. It doesn't have to be specifically the SPD-SX, it can be any drum pad or anything that outputs MIDI. So the first thing you want to do, if you haven't already, if you're using the MIDI from the USB cable like I am, then you'll want to download the drivers. To do that, it's really easy. You can just Google SPD-SX drivers like you can see here. It's the first link there, so Roland support updates and drivers. Eventually that'll load, and then you want to scroll down until you can see SPD-SX driver version 1.05 for Mac, or if you're using Windows, then find the latest one for Windows. The website's a little odd in the way that it feels like you're installing an old version because you have to scroll down a bit, but trust me, it's absolutely fine. This is the one that I'm using right now. So once you've downloaded that, then it's just a case of going to the SPD-SX itself and changing the settings. So the first thing you want to do is head into Menu, Setup, all the way down to the bottom, head into Option, and then at the bottom of that menu, you head into USB mode, and you want to use the plus and minus buttons to change that from Wave Manager to Audio/MIDI, or you might already be on that, and that's cool. That's what we need to do there, so we can hit the menu button again, and then the last thing we want to do is actually change the specific MIDI output of the SPD-SX so we don't accidentally trigger things at the same time. So what happens is, by default, the SPD-SX will send out either no MIDI signal, or every pad will be the same MIDI signal, and we don't want that. So we just need to change it so each pad will send out an individual note. So all we have to do is head up to Kit, and then at the bottom here select MIDI, and then on each pad you want to select the pad channel and the MIDI note. So for me, in this video, we'll keep the pad channel as 1, and you can use a plus and minus buttons to change that, and then the MIDI note, if you use the left arrow key to go all the way to pad 1, you can change that MIDI note to MIDI note 1, pad 2, MIDI note 2, pad 3, MIDI note 3, all the way up to 9, or if you're using triggers, it carries on, I think up to 13. But you want to do that for all of the pads so that they're all different. If you're using multiple devices that output MIDI, then you'll want to make sure that they don't conflict with each other. So if I was using a MIDI keyboard, for example, I'd make sure that the MIDI keyboard is pad channel 1, or I think global channel 1, and then the SPD-SX at the top is pad channel 2. So they're on different channels and they won't conflict with each other. Once that's all done, you just hit the Kit button and you're back to the beginning. And that's all we need to do. From there, you just plug it into your Mac, and then we load up Mainstage. So here's Mainstage. This is just the 8 backing track, 8 channel. It's the template that you can find in Mainstage that's just there. This is it here. It's a little bit daunting because it opens up on the assignment and mappings page, but you just head into Workspace and it kind of makes it a little bit less aggressive. I've loaded in a backing track that I used in my last video, but it's all the same thing. So on channel 1, I've got click. On channel 2, I've got the bass. And then on channel 3, I've got all of the instruments. I don't know why that's instruments, but here we are. If you want to load up something, all you have to do is go to the right-hand side here, hit the playback button, and then you can load in your songs by hitting the little cog here, and then you can hit open file, and then select them from there. So what I want to do is I want to automate this play button. Lovely. And that stop button. It's really, really easy. So the first thing we want to do is hit the SPD-SX to make sure that notes are coming in, and as you can see at the top there, they are. So my bottom left pad is G -1, G sharp minus, A -1, all that stuff. Make sure that they are sending separate notes, because then we know we've done it right. So all we do is you click on the button that you want to assign, it'll highlight here, and then you go onto Assign and Map, you hit the pad, and it's done. Same thing for the stop, Assign and Map. There we go, and then we just try it. There we go, easy as that. You can do that with pretty much any button on Mainstage, and it gets pretty ridiculous, including the faders, including the patch list changes. You can go all out with this, and it's really cool. But that's it. It's as easy as that. Installing the drivers, making sure the SPD-SX is in MIDI mode, making sure we don't have any conflicting MIDI notes on it, and then plugging it in, assigning all the buttons. You can get some ridiculous stuff out of this, and it is really cool. But there's the concept. I hope you have fun with it. As always, please like and subscribe for all of our shiny new videos, and I will see you in the next one.